Right. Welcome to the first Thursday of October 2011. There's your record high. I have to make those a little bit larger. 90 degrees, 1941. I just changed the graphic around because the old one had some funky thing about it. Record low, 23 back in 1964. So I'll try to increase the font on that. It's make it a little bit easier to read from the distance. Now, we have stepped into October. The chances of getting a 90-degree day is pretty slim. In fact, the last time we had a 90-degree day in the month of October was back on October 3rd, 1959. That is 62, almost 63 years ago, if you count this year. That's a long time. 50 or 60? 60, yeah, 62. But as you go before that time period, you go from the 1892 to the 1959, and yeah, there's a year or two missing out of that. You'll find that on the average, we got one 90-degree day every 4 years. We got a 90-degree day, and we haven't had a 90-degree day in 62 years. Something has changed. It's part of my anti-global warming statistics. Well, anyway, we'll move on and show you what's happening outside right now. As expected, a little bit warmer today than yesterday, up to about 72 degrees at the Wheeling, Ohio County Airport. We also have that in Washington, New Martinsville, Cambridge, Morgantown's asleep at the wheel, and 68 up in Steubenville. Winds, well, they're kind of like, I don't know what direction we're blowing today. What do you want to do? You know, they're light and variable at about 2 to 5 miles an hour. So nothing to report there. Humidity levels stay low. That's good. There's our view of the satellite and radar, and you can see just nothing going on over most of New York, Mid-Atlantic, Ohio Valley, Tennessee Valley, Mississippi Valley, Upper Midwest, Western Great Lakes, Eastern Great Lakes, Northern Great Lakes. You know, hey, and I'm happy with it. I don't know about you. Here's our temperature map, and what we find is it's getting kind of cold out here in the west there. Look at Salt Lake City with 40 degrees. We got 40 degrees there, so we got some cold stuff out there. That's where winter's going to be if you're in the higher elevations. In fact, you can start thinking about skiing up there in the higher elevation. You got to get about 6,000 feet above sea level, though. But the Rockies go up to like 14. Pikes Peak is over 14,000 feet, and you know it's going to be snowing up there. Meanwhile, you can see the real warm stuff going up to Minneapolis. Minneapolis is not looking much like winter right now with 81 degrees. They're a little bit cooler today than they were yesterday. We're beginning to see some cooler temperatures here in the western northern plains, and yeah, we're expecting this warmer stuff to head our way. In fact, we're probably going to hit the big 80 as we go through the weekend. We'll press the button. That'll take us on to the watches and warnings. Second night in a row, we're looking at the possibility for frosted freezes up there in northeastern parts of Pennsylvania, a little bit of New Jersey, much of New York, up into parts of Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, and into Connecticut. And then meanwhile, wind advisories and then winter weather advisories, higher elevations in the western Rockies. That's where all the action's going to be over the next couple of days. We'll move to predictor. The blue H indicates high pressure, and the high pressure is going to kind of hang around and wobble along the east coast there for the next 4 or 5 days. As we go from today to late tomorrow, the pattern doesn't change much. It's still got the high kind of parked over our area. If you look at the upper air, we have this big upper level ridge over the eastern third of the U.S. and we're getting sinking motion and we're getting drying and lots of sunshine, and we're slowly warming up. There we go through Sunday. Now by this, the steels should be 3 and 2. By this time on Sunday, that'd be 5 p.m., and then they'll be getting ready for the next game when the team from Jacksonville comes up and gets beat at Heinz Field and makes us 4 and 2. And then this is the system to watch. This is the low that's going to be sending moisture our way. Meanwhile, this system out here in the west is going to get closer and closer, and they're going to put the squeeze on us. And eventually, and it probably won't be until Tuesday night into Wednesday morning, we're going to be getting rain. We'll get the moisture from the south, and we'll get the squeeze coming in from the west, and that will give us some showers there Tuesday night, Wednesday night, and Thursday. Well, there's your 7-day forecast. This is like the most delightful stretch of weather I've seen all year. 5 days in a row with just drop-dead gorgeous weather. 80, 81. It's a little bit warmer than I'd like it to be. Overnight lows will slowly creep up into the mid-50s, and then we get into the Wednesday night, Thursday night into early Friday scenario where we'll be talking about a little bit of rain.